Hello and welcome to our Thursday night video. Here at Bird's Nest Designs tonight, we are going to be creating a fun fold called a double-decker pop-out card. This one's really fun. It's looks complicated, but it's really not. And I'm so excited to share with you how this card is going to come together. So stay tuned. All of the measurements, directions, and the step-by-step is right ahead. But for now, if we haven't met already, welcome to Bird's Nest Designs. My name is Denise Cox. I am the heart and hands here at Bird's Nest and Stampin' Up demonstrator. And most of all, I am passionate about sharing my creativity with all of you. So tonight, like I said, we're going to do a fun fold. I wanted to make an Easter card. So what I did is I created one Easter card with the brand new Easter Bunny suite. And then we're going to create one with some products from my stash. So if you guys follow along with me, you know that I'm very excited about showing you how to use the products you've already invested in, using those supplies that maybe aren't the most new, the brand new ones, but something that you love and you invested in. So let's pull those ones out and create a version of this card with those supplies. So I'm going to turn the camera down now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Say hello if you're watching. I love to come back and read the comments. Usually I am live this week. It's a pre-recorded video just so I didn't miss out while I was away. But keep those comments coming, and I love to hear who's here stamping with me. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera down. Here we are. Okay, so you guys can see we're going to be playing with the story time, our storybook suite that is now retired, but it's an oldie but a goodie. We're going to make an Easter card with that. But first, I want to show you the card we're creating, the style of the fold, and the Easter version I created with the Easter Bunny product suite. I don't know what it's actually called. The bundle's called Easter Bunny, but I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's beautiful. Check this card out. So that's the front. And then when it opens up, we have that double pop out. Do you see how that works in there? So isn't that a fun card? Oh my goodness, I just love it. So we're going to recreate using the Storybook guys over here. So let's get started now. There are quite a few pieces, as you can see, to this card, but I'm going to go through it step by step with you, break it down, and make it really easy. All right, so the first thing you're going to need is a regular size card base. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, and it is scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. So we're going to fold this in half like this. We're going to basically make like a Z fold card to start with. And then we're going to pop that one back. Okay. All right, so that is the start of our card. And then for the base itself, we're going to need let me find it here, a 4 by 5 1/4 strip of designer paper, and we're going to need 2 that are 2 1/8 by 4 1/4. Okay, so this paper is super fun and very spring-like. It reminds me of retro, like, was it Porter? Beatrix Potter, I think is what her name was. Sorry, I'm terrible with those kinds of things, but it reminds me of those storybooks way back when I was a little girl. Anyway, these are some of the fun patterns that you can choose from. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the back side of this one. And I did just grab some, oh, there it is. I was going to say, I did grab some adhesive before I came here. So we're just going to glue this one. So the 4 by 5 1/4 designer paper is going to go and be adhered here at the back. Okay, and then you're going to take these 2 strips of paper, whichever pattern you want to use. You're going to put those on these panels here. So I'm just trying to decide what I want to use. I think I know it might be a little bit busy, but I like the look of the fun garden tools. So we're going to go ahead and use that one for both. So we've got the garden vegetables on the back panel there, and then we're going to add the garden tools here. So again, this is called a double-decker pop-out card. We started with our Z fold base, and now we're adding our designer series paper. Okay, now you could use any paper that you have in your collection. This fold is so great for showing off some designer paper. So pick your favorites and find a coordinating cardstock and go ahead and create along with me. All right, so now that we have that piece done, Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the front panel. So for that one, we need a 3x4 piece of cardstock. So I am using Mossy Meadow, just like I did on my base. So we have a 3x4, and then we're going to want a white panel to go on top of that. That's 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So that's how that's going to go. Now I'm going to do a stamp on the front of my card first before we put it attached, so that just in case I mess it up, I can flip it on over, because as you all know, there's 2 sides to every piece of paper. So if we mess it up, we can flip it on over. So I'm going to just stamp Easter greetings. Now the stamps that I'm using is, again, the Storybook Friends, but I'm just using the Easter greetings over here and the Somebody Loves You for the inside. The rest, so you can use any sentiment. As I said, craft from your stash, pull some of your favorites out, and just have some fun creating. So I'm going to stamp Easter greetings here on the left-hand side, just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere it to the front. Or to the, sorry, not to the front. We're going to adhere it to the Mossy Meadow. We're not putting it on the front yet. Okay. Now, this, just like on a Z fold card, if this is our Z fold, we're going to place this one right here. But we're going to wait just a moment before we do that, okay? So that's where it's going to go, but not quite yet. All right, next we're going to work on our inside panel, our center panel. So that'll be, if I bring out my card, okay, so this center panel right here is what we're now going to work on. So for that one, you want to have a piece of paper that is 3 by 4 1/4, again in a cardstock. So I'm going to use Mossy Meadow for all my bits, but you could switch it up, change it up, whatever you feel coordinates. So 3 by 4 1/2. Then we're going to layer another panel of designer series paper. So this is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Now, let me see what I'm going to do here, because this is getting to be quite a busy card, isn't it? But at the same time, we're going to put a piece of white over top. So it does kind of break it away, and it keeps it, yeah, I like that. I do. So we're going to go ahead with that. So let's go back to the measurements. The panel here of the cardstock is 3 by 4 1/2. Our designer series paper is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Now, if you miss these measurements or you don't have a pen handy to write them all down, don't worry. On Sunday, my blog post will be live and all of the measurements will be there. So you can grab them there and go ahead and recreate. Okay, then we're going to put our white piece on top, but I do want to stamp my inside greeting before I adhere it. So for the same reason, 2 sides to every piece of paper in case my stamping doesn't go quite as planned. So I'm taking the the Somebody Loves You, and I'm going to stamp that in the center of my white piece here. Just like that. So cute. I love this little sentiment. All right, now that piece is going to go ahead and get adhered over here to our designer series paper. And make it nice and centered. This is the part that's going to pop out there in the middle. Okay. All right, so now we've got our card base. We've got our card front. We've got our inside. Now we're going to need our little mechanism that does the pop-up. So this piece here, this is the important piece. So this one is 3 inches by 2 1/4. And you're going to want to score it on the 3-inch side at 3/4, 1 1/2, and 2 1/4. So you're going to have 3 score lines on there. Now here's where the quick and easy mechanism comes in play. So you're going to go ahead and fold it in half on that 1 1/2 score line. Then you're going to have these 2 panels on the edge. Okay. So essentially it's going to fold into a box, but we're not going to adhere the box together. What we're going to do is close it up so it's in half, just like this, okay? And then you're going to put adhesive, and I'm actually going to use liquid adhesive for this one. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some liquid adhesive here, and then we're going to flip it over and we're going to put liquid adhesive here. Okay, so do you see that? It's on where the opening is, it's on both sides of that opening. All right, now that that's done, you're going to come into your card base and you're going to adhere this right up tight to that score line. So right here, about center. This doesn't totally matter, but you don't want to have too far off center. Okay, Okay, so we're just going to put that right up to the score line. Now that it's sitting there, we're going to get rid of that little kitty here. Now we're going to close this up just like this. And we're going to grab that adhesive here. Then when we open it up, if you don't like this, you'll see we have that box mechanism right in there just like that. So that's what you want. You're going for that box mechanism right in the card. And then if you're using liquid glue like I did, you just want to go in and burnish it. Make sure it's nice and adhered down. So you can just stick your finger in there or close it up and do more of that. Whatever you want to do, just make sure that it's nice and adhered in there. It's not going to pop off. Okay, got it? All right, now we're going to move on to adhering our centerpiece. So this is the center panel, and we're going to adhere that on top of our mechanism right there. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some more adhesive right here along the top of my box. And then I'm going to center my panel here the best that I can, just kind of eyeball it, okay? And then with it in place, you can go ahead and close your card. Oh, see, that did not get centered. There we go, that's better. Okay, so go ahead and center your card. Make sure that's nice and adhered. And then when you open it up, it's going to be right like that. Oh, what's happening here? What is happening? Something's not quite going as planned. Maybe it just needs to dry a little. Let's have a little more patience, Denise. Let it dry. And then when you open it, there we go. And close. Open, close. Got it. Okay. All right, now we're going to go ahead and attach our front panel. So this one is going to get adhered over top. Now the reason I didn't put this on first was that I didn't really want it to be like this, accidentally where the white is showing. I want it to be nice and centered over top of that designer series paper in the back of that panel. So to do that, we're going to go ahead, let's use our liquid glue again. And just put some glue like that. Close this up, and then this is going to go centered just like that. You see how easy this card comes together? It's just a matter of cutting the pieces, deciding on the paper you want to use, what you want, kind of card you want to make, and then going through your stash and finding something that's going to complement like this. So I love how this paper looks on this card. Isn't that a fun one? So when it's standing, you can see those double-decker pop-outs, just like that. So fun. All right, now let's go ahead and decorate. This card is definitely not complete. So if you have this fun paper, then you're going to know there are all these wonderful little pop-outs you can get from the back of the DSP. So these are the ones that I've chosen because we're going to make this a fun Easter card. I just need to grab my little mat here. Where did I put it? Here it is. So I need a little cutting mat because I'm going to show you a little trick we're going to do here. Okay, so here's my mat, my self-healing mat. I'm going to grab my X-Acto blade that's on the back of my Take-A-Pick tool, and we're going to pull in the wheelbarrow. So I want to do something fun with this wheelbarrow where my bunny is going to be hopping in it. So what I could do is I could have him kind of like this, right? That looks okay. But if I take my X-Acto blade and I just cut along the top of this wheelbarrow, just like this, following that line, okay, make sure it cuts through like that. So now there's just a slit there in that wheelbarrow. Now when I go to put my bunny in, I'm just going to tuck that bottom leg in there. And then now look how cute it looks. It looks like he was meant to be in there, not just forced on top. So that was my little trick on how I could make this card look super cute. So we'll go ahead and now assemble. So on my front of my card, I'm going to have my wheelbarrow. Now a little trick, another little trick. I'm full of little tricks today. Another little trick is take a bump it, or AKA dimensional, and stick it right over top of his foot. That way now he is stuck in there. He's not going to come out. See that? He's stuck right in there. So that's a great way to get that bunny adhered. But we should have, Denise, we shouldn't have done that quite yet because we want to make sure he's positioned properly, which clearly, just by what I just did, he is not. So pull that dimensional off. We will do that trick once we know where he needs to be. Oh my goodness. Okay, anyway, there's our guy. So here's a piece of earth that we can put on the bottom of our card like this so that our wheelbarrow isn't just hanging out mid-air. Okay, so it's gonna be nice and grounded there on that piece of earth. And then our bunny can be doing his little mischievous dance in the wheelbarrow, just like that. So that's setting up a nice little scene using those die cut or laser cuts out of the back. So let's go ahead, we'll put that earth piece here. And then we'll take our wheelbarrow and our bunny. I hope you guys are enjoying this card. What do you think of the fold? I know the fold part's already done. Now we're just doing the pretty parts. Let me just see. How do we want to sit him? So if our wheelbarrow is like that, he can be just like that. Yes, that's very cute. So now if I carefully turn him over, now I can put my bump it over top of his leg. There we go. Okay, so add a couple more just to keep it nice and smooth. We can put a little mini guy over here like that and see if we get one to fit down right here. There we go. All right, so we're gonna pull those off. Maybe we're gonna pull those off. There we go. Okay, now we'll go ahead and stick our wheelbarrow and our bunny on the front. Like that. Uh-oh. Okay, so this is what you don't want to happen, okay? You don't want your mini bump it to be hanging over because then when you close it, you're gonna glue that card together. So if you can, slide that down, make sure it's on our card, not off the edge. Okay, so that's something to be aware of when you're creating or recreating this type of card. All right, then we're gonna put a butterfly up here in the corner. So we can choose from the orange or the white, yellow. I think I like the yellow on there, and we'll put the orange one on the inside. So let's go ahead and put a little bump it behind our butterfly. Up there in the corner. Now how cute is that? It's so sweet. And then on the inside, we don't want to leave it plain like it is. So we've got our sentiment, somebody loves you. We can put these little pot of herbs growing there in the corner because that looks really cute. So, oh, you guys couldn't really see that in the camera, could you? Let's see. So if I open that up like this, we're going to just glue those and put them right here on the bottom. And then we'll grab that other little butterfly that we didn't use, the orange one. I'll put a bit of glue on there. And we'll put that one up in the corner. So because we lined up our front panel over top of this panel, and we know the white isn't showing, we're safe to decorate anything we want on the white, knowing that it won't show from the front of the card. So there we have it. We need a little bit of bling. Let me grab that bling. And I thought we would use the Moody Palette Glossy Dots in the green here. So let me just open those guys up. And then I'll grab take a pick tool that has the putty end. And we'll go ahead and just add some of these guys. Wherever you see fit, they can go anywhere. This is, you know, it's just fun to add a little bit of shine, I guess you could say. These ones aren't really sparkle, but they definitely have a shine to them, and it's fun to add some embellishments. So there we have it. So there is our double-decker pop-out card using some designer series paper and products that are retired but from my collection. I love these guys and they're so cute, so I was excited to bring them back to create an Easter card. So there's that version. And then the version I created ahead of time as my template was using the brand new Easter suite, and that's this one here. So we have a very different look, both Easter cards, both the same fold, but check out how different they are. They're just so different and so beautiful. So let me know in the comments which version you like better. Do you like the bright, bold, Eastery colors in this one, or maybe the theme of this, the more spring theme in this one? I don't know. They're both really cute. So thank you so much for spending a little bit of your Thursday evening here with me at Bird's Nest. I hope you enjoyed learning how to create this double-decker pop-out card, and I hope that you were inspired to give it a try yourself. If you do, I would love to hear from you. Send me a picture, post it to my Facebook group. I just love to see who is creating and who I'm inspiring to give these folds and techniques that I share a try. So again, thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel and you enjoyed this video, please do. And share the video as well so other people can come here and join our fun little community. All right, until next week, I hope you guys have a very great week. And I will see you all back here live next Thursday. See you all then. Cheers.